François-Charles Sirois, president of Telesystem. We focus mostly on media and technology.
Great. So tell us why you got involved with Founder Fuel as a mentor.
I got involved in Founder Fuel mostly because for me entrepreneurship is very important and I love social media, and since most of the businesses here are web-based companies and mobile-based companies, for me it's really the future, and I love the fact, the creativity that you can express yourself on building a new business that's never done before and how it can actually change and impact people in doing that. So,
what do you hope to offer the program?
I hope to help entrepreneurs focus on the right things. I've had the privilege to do a lot of mistakes before, so try to help them not fall in these mistakes and help them grow their business.
And what do you personally hope to take away from the experience?
I like new ideas, so just hearing the new ideas and see how they approach a problem and how they solve things differently is really the thing that stimulates me a lot. So.
What's the most important piece of advice that you have to give young entrepreneurs?
Make money. We can always have a great dream, but if you can't make money, the dream won't work. And it's, I like the fact of saying, it's going to help everyone, and it's going to grow, it's going to be great. But at the end, any business and even foundations and social entrepreneurship needs to have a business model that works. So for me, it's that. What's the business model?
I will have to ask you to do that one again. Just saying the biggest piece of it, or most important piece of advice I have for young entrepreneurs is making money. Oh, sorry.
Okay. I have to rethink about the question.
So I'll ask the question again. Next time I'll just stop you.
No, don't worry.
What is the most important piece of advice that you have to give young entrepreneurs?
So the most important piece of advice I can give an entrepreneur is about making money. How they can structure and think about their business case and make sure that it works. All of them really want to have an impact and have a great business that everybody's going to use, but to make sure that at the end you need to have a clear business model. Even social businesses, foundations, they need to have a business model that works for me. So it's a startup, it's important to make money. So how are you going to make money is the most important.
What's the most valuable lesson that you personally learned through business experience?
The most valuable lessons I learned in time is probably the fact that you need to have a must-have product, not a nice-to-have. Very oftenly we think we have a must-have because it's great, but it's not because it's great that people need it, and it's not because it's cool that people need it. So you need to have something that people need and that someone will be able to pay for.
What are some of the most common mistakes that you see young entrepreneurs making?
Again, I think we focus sometimes on something that. You want me to repeat the question again? So what was the question? Sorry,
What are some of the most common mistakes that you see young entrepreneurs making?
So the most common mistake I see young entrepreneurs making is probably, again, the fact that they get too much into their dream and they forget about reality, or the harsh reality that there's so much out there and that other people are thinking about other stuff and other ways to approach the same problem. And at the end, they need to have a real business with it, it's not just a dream there.
What qualities do you think are most important in a successful entrepreneur?
The qualities that's most successful for an entrepreneur is perseverance, really, really wanting to make it happen, and being able to continue even if everybody tells you that it's not going to work. Because in any project, you're always going to have more reason to stop than to continue. So you need to continue anyways.
Okay, so business cliches. Business cliche number 1 is, I want to change the world. What's your take on that?
So business cliches that I changing the world, is one business cliche that we see a lot. The other one that's we're going to make so much money, in time, but first we need to get to millions of users. Again, I don't want to repeat too much, but I think, a business needs to be able to work at small scale if you want it to work at big scale. So just thinking out that you can have a major business in time because everybody's going to use it and you don't have a business model, it doesn't work.
Okay, so the second business cliche that we want your take on is, it's all about the user experience.
So you want me to comment on these business cliches?
Exactly.
Okay, sorry, I thought you wanted me to find other business cliches.
No, that would be hard.
Okay, no, sorry, that's what I was saying. So I don't know if my answer on the first one was really good. Maybe we should redo it.
Do it again?
Yeah, let's redo it,
Sure.
sorry.
Okay, so it's, I want to change
So changing the world, as a business cliche, I think everybody wants to change the world, even myself. Honestly, that's I'm probably cliche in there. This was one of my objectives 10 years ago. It's always an objective. So again, I think you need to focus on how you can have an impact in your small society first, and then think about how it enlarge before you can actually change the world. So it needs to start somewhere.
It's all about the user experience.
But it's all about the user experience. Of course it is. I mean, if a user doesn't like it, he won't use the product. So
I don't care about the money.
You know what? If you're a foundation, if you're a social entrepreneur and you have no money, you can't make the project. More money you have, more you can have an impact, build your products and do this. So you might not care about having personal money, but you need money to do anything. So
we have an amazing team.
You know, in the world of today, having an amazing team is key. I think if you have no amazing team, you're not going to get there. I mean, it's really the power of the brain. And you need a lot of people, different people, to make projects happen. So of course, you need an amazing team.
Managing expectations.
Managing expectations is very important. It's a cliche, and I don't think that people understand that satisfaction is directly driven by expectations. So if you have high expectations and you deliver just under, people are not satisfied. And if you have very low expectations and you over-deliver, everybody's satisfied. So that's probably something every entrepreneur should do, is managing expectations, and really do it, not just say it.
Business or entrepreneurship as a roller coaster?
I mean, life is a roller coaster, so business and entrepreneurship as a roller coaster, of course, it's like family and work management. How do you solve it? I mean, I've heard someone say you can't solve it. If you're an entrepreneur, you can't. You just focus on the business and the rest is going to follow. So,
realizing a vision or executing on a plan?
You know what? Realizing a vision or executing on a plan, of whatever you do, you need to execute. I think the first thing you need to focus on is realizing a vision. You need to have that vision. It's, you know, too many people execute on stuff that are worthless. So,
the last one, passion.
Oh, passion for me is the most important. Again, you know, if you want to go through all the issues you're going to have, you need a lot of passion. If you want to sell your ideas, you need to be passionate. So,
Awesome. Thank
good.
you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's great.
So.